Good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream, and I'm going to do the August the 21st Spiritual Principle a Day in a Meditation. Let's go ahead and get into that particular screen. The title of today's meditation, Faith to Let Go. We plan for the future just for today and let go of the outcome, even when we really want it. Living Clean Book, Chapter 1, Why We Stay. Early in recovery, many of us are told, hey, don't future trip when we express certainty that disaster lies ahead, no matter what we might do to prevent it, including staying clean and working the program. In NA, we frequently and actively encourage each other to be in the present moment, to focus on today and what is directly in front of us, instead of fearing what may come to pass. But let's not be confused about what this means. We can and should plan for the future. We can allow ourselves to want a better life, full of good stuff, even really, really want it. We can't let fear of the unknown prevent our progress. Enacting the future we desire, depends upon our willingness to plot steps in the direction of our vision and our desires, and having faith that we are going to be okay, no matter the outcome. What we need to be cautious about, however, are expectations, because we've let ourselves really want something, dare to hope for it, even fantasize about getting it. A loss can really shake us. But we can't let disappointment or feelings of entitlement rob us of the faith in ourselves that can feel so fragile at such times. We also can't succumb to the temptation to let a single failure, despite all of our good intentions and hard work, define us and stop us from trying again. One of the faith's toughest and most rewarding lessons is when we do everything in our power to succeed, turn over the rest, lose out, learn from it, and be okay to let it go. That's a moment of freedom to savor because it strengthens our faith to try again. And there may even be times when the outcome we've experienced initially as utter failure turns out to be the best possible result that could have happened. Faith, perspective, and time often work together in ways that create insights we could never have imagined. I won't let fear and uncertainty stop me from wanting more out of life. Faith will help me get my plan in action, find some acceptance, and help me stay out of and deal with the results, whatever they may be. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference just for today. Please and thank you. All I can say is wow, you guys. Wow, wow, wow. What a meditation here today, talking about faith to let go. Um, and I like the fact that it is so honest about the fact that a lot of times we tell one another, don't future trip. Just do the next right thing for the next, for the right reason, right? Do the right thing for the right reason. Do the next right thing for the right reason. We tell each other that all the time, as though we don't have calendars. We have calendars for a reason. It allows us to stay organized. It allows us to schedule things, book appointments, and to know what's coming down the road. I know everything that I need to do right now, August 21st. I know everything that I need to do with the week beginning August 25th or 26th, however you look at your week, right? I know what I need to do because I plan for my future. I plan to be successful. There's this old saying, and I think I can get it right. A lot of people do not plan to fail. They fail to plan. So making plans is okay. It's the expectations, you guys, that we attach to those plans that get us in hot water, right? Because when things don't go the way that we want them to go, we have a tendency to become discouraged. I'm planning on having a doctorate before I'm 60. What I didn't plan for was to have cancer. I did not plan for that, and it's a major inconvenience. I've had some academic individuals even indicate that I somehow should have known that going through chemotherapy and getting ready for chemotherapy was going to take a toll on me. I should have known and not attempted to get this doctorate, not at least start the program this year. I should have waited. The thought never occurred to me not to go for my doctorate. The thought never occurred to me that I would not be able to do the homework because of being lethargic and exhausted. The thought never occurred to me. So for me, I made a plan and it has not gone the way that I wanted it to. But you know what? I'm not withdrawing from the university. I refuse. I'll take a leave of absence. I will take a year off and I will get back at it. And that's what this meditation is talking about. We don't let expectations stop us. And a lot of times, even if we had expectations, the end results are far beyond anything we expected. Because usually when we make a plan, we're dedicated to it. We're 100% invested, like I am with my education. But what if it doesn't work out? What if it doesn't work out? I'm just fine with my master's degree and being a licensed counselor. I'm fine with that. If it doesn't work out where I get my PhD, I am fine with that. Did I cry some tears? You better believe it. You better believe it. When I realized what chemotherapy was going to do to me, and I was having difficulty even just lifting my head off of the pillow to study. And I'm not talking about just study. I'm talking about 2 classes, chapters 100 pages long. I think the only thing that I have been able to successfully pull off is stay clean and do the podcast on a regular basis. Those are 2 things that I take very seriously and I've been able to do, regardless to how I was feeling, And so I just want to encourage you. I have my own experience, strength, and hope, which is why I'm here on this podcast sharing that with you. But I'm curious about what your experience, strength, and hope is when it comes to having faith to letting go. I don't ever want anyone to come into the fellowship thinking that they don't need to make plans. Yeah, you need to plan to show up to drug court because if you don't, you're going to get sanctioned, right? There's some things that we need to plan for. So don't take cliches, and that's the point of this meditation. Don't take cliches like don't future trip yourself and run to the ballpark with them, right? Put them in context of your life. Put them in the context, right, of your journey in recovery, meaning apply it to what is going on with you in the here and now. What is going on? And that's what every message that you hear, you need to weigh it in the context of what is going on in your life. Not every message I hear in recovery is for me, but every message that I hear in recovery, I store it just in case I need to refer mentally and emotionally and spiritually, refer, right? Refer to that experience, strength, and hope. Well, I remember when so and so shared about that and she talked about such and such. Yeah, yeah. There's so many messages that I've heard over the years that come back up in my life, and I'm able to apply them aptly. What does that mean? Apply them aptly. I'm able to apply them effectively. In fact, when I pray the serenity prayer and I pray for the wisdom, right? I'm able to have the wisdom, the awareness of what messages I've received over the years that I can actually use. This thing is so broad and so deep. I love recovery. And I want for you today to think about having the faith to let go. Make your plans, but don't have the sort of expectations. I was about to say have high expectations. I don't want you to shortchange yourself, right? So I don't want to say don't have high expectations because I think we should reach for excellence. I think every human being should have a spirit of excellence about themselves, but don't trip out on what the end results are. Don't set those kind of expectations so that you become so utterly depressed when things don't go the way you planned, that you're not flexible enough to make the shift, make the adjustment. Okay, so by taking a year off, it's very possible that I won't have my doctorate, right? My PhD by the time I'm 60. More than likely, if I double up on some classes, I can do it, but I reserve the right in my plans to adjust them to my needs. And right now, I just need to get through the chemotherapy, surgery, radiation. And about a year from now, I'll be back on top and I'll be a much healthier woman. I've been doing all of this. Can you imagine that I've been doing all of the things I've been doing with this cancer inside of me? No wonder I was so exhausted. There's some days I would counsel 8, 9 people, and I would get home and literally just fall asleep in my easy boy chair in my clothes. And my husband, he would just let me rest. Wake up at 2 in the morning realizing I'm still in my work clothes. I was so exhausted. And now I understand. I understand why. So I'm giving myself the liberty in the room to make adjustments. And I want you to do the same. My name is Mighty Stream. I have so enjoyed your company this morning. Have a beautiful day on purpose. I intend to talk to you tomorrow.